Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom from Sportsbook Review, and today we're going to take a look at which team has been the biggest disappointment since the new season kicked off. And joining us now to tell us who he thinks currently holds the title is William Hill's in-play radio host, Lee Phelps. Lee, thanks for being here.
No problem. I feel quite mean talking about the most disappointing team.
I know, well, I have left this decision in your hands. So
Yeah,
which
thanks,
team So which team do you think holds the title of being the biggest disappointment so far, and why?
QPR. I expected quite good things with QPR. I know they're among the relegation favourites, but I disagreed with the bookmakers. Maybe they were right after all. But if you look at their squad, they've got a squad with lots of good players in it, quality players in it. I'm not saying they're going to win the Premier League, but I thought they'd got off to a better start than they actually have. And I think that the teams that they've played, they have had the opportunity to get off to a better start than they have. They've lost Loic Remy now, so goals may become even more of a problem. Brought in Sandro, who's a defensive midfielder, which will make them a bit more solid. But been a bit disappointed by the defence. Added to that, Harry Redknapp was very keen on this new formation of three-man centre-back. Changed it already, Natalie, and it doesn't bode well, does it, for the rest of the season? So I have been disappointed in their application as much as anything. Their own players have been criticising them for a lack of passion. It's not good. That I hate that. One thing you want from a footballer, even if the form's not good, is passion. So, yeah, QPR disappointed me so far.
Right. I'm slightly surprised by your choice, though, as they are newly promoted and they do hold one of the shortest odds to be relegated. That's priced at 2.75. So personally, for me, I wasn't expecting much from them anyway. Obviously, Harry Redknapp did build it all up, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting much. Do you not think that the title, though, should go to Manchester United, who at the start of the season, they were third favourites to win the title. They're now currently fifth favourites, following disappointing results to teams like Burnley, Swansea and Sunderland, not to mention their full 4-0 defeat against Milton Keynes playing the Capital One Cup.
Yeah, probably any title they'll win this season as well, to be fair, if they do get the title of most disappointing club. But then you look at the transfer window, I count that as well. I think QPR could have spent the money a little more wisely than they have done, that they got from Loic Remy and others. Manchester United have spent very well, haven't they? Haven't bought that defensive player they needed, but they've brought Di Maria, they bought Falcao, Rojo. Three, world-class players. So I'm counting that in as well, Natalie. The performances have been disappointing. No getting away from that.
Yeah.
But I think the business they've done has counteracted that somewhat. We are only, just into the season, only 3 matches into the season. So I think if they hadn't have bought as well, they would have definitely been the most disappointing. But I can see what's to come from Manchester United. So I think that's lifted them in my eyes a little bit.
Okay, and so QPR, they haven't done enough in that transfer window to really give you any hope of them.
No goals. That's where the goals going to come from, Natalie. I can't. That's the problem. I thought they would score goals, but it looks poor for me.
Well, would you safely bet on them being relegated then, price 2.75?
I'm still holding. When you back someone or you tip someone before the season, and you're only 3 games in. I'm still holding out some hope that they will be. They will improve. They have got a former. A man who was heavily linked with the England job, Harry Redknapp. They've got a former England manager as a head coach. It's like, come on, this team has to do better than it is doing. So, no, I'm still going to stick with them. They've been a disappointment. They can only get better.
Okay. Well, actually, talking about sort of the goals there, last season they scored a total of 60 goals, I believe. Would you bet on them being the lowest scoring team this season? They're second favourites for that title, below Burnley, price 4.5.
You're going to love this. You're going to love this. Guess who I'm going to go for in that one? Yeah, Burnley I deserve favourites, but I think Crystal Palace will score fewer goals than QPR this season. Don't think they've strengthened enough, as I've said time and time again. I think QPR will get going eventually. Burnley, I deserve favourites. They're just not signing good enough players, Burnley, to get themselves out of trouble. So Burnley favourites for that one, absolutely. Crystal Palace next.
Yeah. Have there been any other teams that have been a disappointment to you so far since the kick-off of the new season?
Well, early on, yeah, Stoke. I thought Stoke in the first game were a disappointment to me. I thought they lacked the kind of the passion that they normally show. They looked a bit lethargic. The second game, exactly the same. And then Mark Hughes, the manager, said, right, we're going back to basics. And they went and beat Manchester City. Fantastic performance. Got to the half. I think we actually spoke about the game. We got to the half time and it was still a draw. I think it was around the 2-1 mark, and played just how we're used to seeing Stoke play. So probably Stoke initially, and obviously they've picked up since then. But as from the others, I think there've been relatively decent displays. There's been a lot of inconsistency, but QPR, QPR the most disappointing for me.
All right, wonderful. Lee Phelps, thank you for joining us.
No problem.